G gwich conas tatu.
Gajimar Tatu.
Gajimar tatu, right, Northern Irish you got.
There you go.
Jeeve agus tá fáilte rót arás chuig my channel. My name is Claire and I've done videos on this channel before about can Irish people speak Irish? Can people from Northern Ireland speak Irish? Can Irish people tell the difference between Simlish, a made up language of the Sims, and Irish? And a couple other videos on how to curse in Irish and things like that. I often come across people on the internet who don't know that Irish is a real language. And I think I said it best in my Can Irish People Speak Irish video when I said, for the same argument breaks down the comment section that breaks down every single comment section of every Irish video ever put up. Yes, we have our own language. It's called Irish. Yes, it's derived from Gaelic. The Irish word for it is Gaeilge and the English word for it is Irish. Clear? Good. Okay, let's do this. And the question that I want to answer today is, can Irish Americans speak Irish?
So my name's Chris Cully. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
My name's Jack Foster. I live in Virginia on the East Coast of the United States.
Rugame Nua Arak. Tugame Dallas. Did I get this flipped? I was born in New York, but I was raised in Dallas.
As Indiana óruchas mé agus tá mé machoni sna brúchailta Chicago nish.
I'm in New York. I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Born and bred New York.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, the lineage is Irish for sure. I've never actually done like the whole 23andMe or anything like that. But I mean, my name is Mackenzie Patrick O'Brien, so I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
From Chicago, Illinois, in the United States.
My name is Patrick. I'm from Chicago.
I've been learning Irish now for about, I guess, a year and a half.
Started probably a year ago, maybe a little bit more.
I think I started in about officially in like 2016.
Nuair a bhí mé san ollscoil an cara Charlam bhí tar éis saora chahabh Carrick Shore agus bhain siad cúpla focail agus bhí mé antóca leis so cheanna mé an leabhar seo. Teach yourself Irish.
I've been studying Irish for 3 years now.
I started in April of 2020, just on the Duolingo, and then I got a couple of books. A couple of friends of mine that live here, they're fluent speakers, and I've just been talking with them and met a couple of more people who speak it.
I think the first time I became sort of really aware of the Irish language was through a post-colonial literatures class I took in university.
Third generation Irish on both sides of my family. Both sides turns out are actually from Ulster, hence why I try to lean towards Ulster Irish in my studies. Around after my father died, I started getting really more into the mythology and the language, and I think I was really inspired because I came across how important the movement was.
The reason I got into trying to learn Irish, I have a buddy who lives in Cork, and my boss is from Donegal, and neither of them speak a word. A friend from Cork gave me the impression that only something like 2 or 3% of the Irish population are actually fluent.
I don't know what the exact stat is. I don't know if it's quite that low, but yeah, there is a very small percentage of people who are considered fluent.
I heard that and I decided, well, I don't want to let this language die. And so I just hopped on Duolingo and started trying to learn.
How have you found Duolingo, actually?
It's good. I honestly say it's excellent for vocabulary. It is not good with conjugation. I don't think it's unreliable by any means, but I do think it's good for simple phrases and lots of vocabulary. But I wouldn't say it as like this should be your sole method to learning any language.
I've typed in the words, the dog eats before the fox, so many times, because that's a sentence that's going to come up so much in daily conversation.
I bought children's books in Irish, as well as I've got workbooks from my classes, apps, Duolingo, Rosetta Stone. I swear, I think I have all the apps on my phone. There's quite a bit on the TG Cocker player as well as I'm more of the Kula Cocker type consumer.
Rábhíl sa hain, cín mise agus mar céile Mike, clárú le ran Gaeilge anseo in Chicago, an Irish American Heritage Center, agus just rinne mar dearmad éirí as.
the university in Toronto, University of Toronto, has a Celtic Studies department, put online free public classes for beginners to learn Irish. And I happened to come across the flyer that they put out, and I said, why not? Let's sign up, do something new, do something different. Honestly, turned into an excellent experience, and it was really cool to learn alongside people from all over the world, actually.
There is a semi-official Gaeltacht somewhere in Ontario, Canada, or an Irish-speaking community of some sort. I don't know if we want to officially call it a Gaeltacht.
Agus a lá náitina bíon deire seachtainna Gaeilge nó lá tom idichas lá Gaeilge nó deire seachtainna Gaeilge in Milwaukee, in Madison, in Bloomington, Indiana, agus bíon rangana ag trí levéil ar leid. Beag an ceol nó siamsaíocht de thuirtaigean, agus tá sé chó táhachtach sin dul dagháil le fálamóirí eile agus fin an fálamach go bhfuil daoine eile ag déanamh an rud céine nach tusa agus nach bhfuil tú a déanaar.
There's a group on the south side I've heard good things about called the Gaeil Chicago. I have never taken their classes, but I know people who have, and they also host like a pop-up Gaeltech. Right now, I'm taking classes online on letslearnirish.com, and that's kind of ends up having people from all over the world in those classes, and that's been very helpful to me. I think that's I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I tell people like I'm Irish American, but what the hell does that mean? And language is such a huge part of it, cheer gan chenga, cheer gan anam. And so that's really important to me. So if my wife and I do have kids someday, I'm going to raise them with Irish.
Oh, that'd be cool. How do you plan to do that?
We've talked about it. Basically my wife will probably speak English and I'll speak Irish. Before we have kids, my goal is to be fluent enough to do all those things.
Some of the resources that I've found helpful sort of in my own self-directed learning have been things like Bite Size Irish. They have a podcast series, and you can sign up to take their classes.
If you're in the North Texas area, look up the DFW Gaelic League.
There's the New York Irish Center itself offers classes at beginner level as well as intermediate and advanced levels, but for people who are learning.
Well, in Chicago, tá mise ag muna na Gaeilge agus mar céile freisin le na Gaeil Chicago. Si vigilin agin na gael.org agus tá sé siar go leor dearthing.
It makes me feel a little bit nervous because the one thing about this is don't get to talk to a lot of people in Irish all the time. It's a lot of talking to myself or whatnot. But yeah, we can give it a go. Ismisha Chris, to Coney Orm de Toronto, is Canada May. That's kind of the place that I'm at with it.
Chíguit chun stáú.
Tá mé go mai agus a hain.
Tom ionach.
Tá mé de tháinig in Dallas, Texas, or in Dallas, Texas. Agus limo van héile. Tá fanne airgid agam níl fanne ó agam is bralam an chinga cinse.
I think I could say Dígich is Misha Mackenzie, Conasatatu.
Ionach agus tú hain?
Tom Guma.
Is Misha Padrig, Rug agus Togame, Chicago. Gavma the scale as ma chant. Tamachant an verchanach. Now Hosame egg Genus Stader Tribulina, Ochen, Tamig Genus Stader alternus, ag an Oskol, ag an Oskol atul. Dushad me Apana, Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, Apana Arfad. Vime in Erin, Kerablina Ochen, Horak me really Turishori, Akumar, Go Balaklia, Pontemeo, Conticari, Horakmar, Techa Mohinser, Imeo.
Ionach is as mé ó mé freisin.
Oh.
I've always been intrigued that Irish is a minority language in its own country, which is, a shocking thing. And of course, I understand how that came about, but, it gives me real affection for it. And while I wouldn't class myself as an activist who's trying to revive the language or expect that maybe in another generation, everybody in Ireland speaks Irish only or something like that. But if people want to get in touch with their heritage, or they want to, they just want to learn another language, or they're curious, I want to be there to help them, because when I had that stupid book and I couldn't figure out how to pronounce stuff, I wish I didn't have to wait 20 years to start a class and actually start learning something that I really wanted to do.
If you like this video, please consider supporting my Patreon. It makes all my content possible, and I do extra exclusive content over there, including Patreon-only live streams, extra videos, digital downloads, and more. Gura mila mahagui to the people who reached out to me to be in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Slán, slán.